What the hell? Okay, so go there.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Production.
7 Mile Radio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the Tapped In Podcast Show with myself, Tanisha, Champ, and Osaranga. And today we are having a conversation with our guest Raquel, who's going to tell us all about crystals. And of course, I always like to open the show by letting my co-host also have a nightly introduction. So, hey, Champ, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How you feeling about the topic so far?
I'm ready. I'm ready to learn.
How you feeling over there, also?
I am feeling amazing.
Yeah, because I know
Ready
you.
for this knowledge.
And so again, we have our guest Raquel. And Raquel, if you will, introduce yourself and give us some of your back history and experience with crystals.
Surely, I am Raquel Newton of Nature's Finest Mystery Jewelry and Wellness. I have been studying crystals since I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I kind of delved in early because I like all things beautiful. I was a girly girl at one point. I don't know when that went out the door, but it did. Anywho, I think what attracted me the most outside of the beauty of the gemstone cuts was the feel, and a lot of people miss that. So I would be outside playing in rocks and things like that, and looking at them and trying to figure out, oh, this is cute. Why does it feel like this?
How did you get introduced at 8 years old to them?
Because I read everything I touch, and my grandmother actually. So between my mom and my grandmother and then my dad, we probably had 3,000 books in the house. And I've probably read 2,000 of them at least. Like, I was bored. So I
curious.
Curious, bored. Well, So I got into reading, and everything started to connect for me. You know what I'm saying? So I got into that, and then hair. Not doing hair so much as like learning how to make it grow. So I used to have hair. I cut it all off. It's on its way back.
Learn the science of it.
Yeah, yep, and just learning like hair's like a plant,
Yeah.
Okay, so my grandmother had plants everywhere. Like her entire house was full of plants, and I'm like, okay, so what is this one? Why you have that? And I started. She's like, here's the book. Boom. That's all it took. You know what I'm saying? So I got into the herbs and got into essential oils and all that stuff. So I've been playing with this stuff since I was a kid, and then as I got older, it just like things started to click.
Yeah.
I stopped going to doctors because they almost killed me.
Oh, man.
No, seriously, they almost killed me. I went twice. Once they gave me, I had a emergency C-section for no reason. I was perfectly fine. I was holding this stuff in my hand, and they just ignored me, telling them like, "Hey, wait! I just took the leads off. I can put it back on." Run into the into the emergency room, and they sliced me. Blood squirts up. I'm like, oh my God, they really just. So it was the whole thing, all right? Right over there at good old St. John Hospital. We won't mess with them no more. They crazy. But wild stuff. And I grew up with migraines, and so I learned that certain things set them off more than others. One of those things is scents. So scents, like
Scents.
like
smells.
different perfumes and things like that. Terrible for people with migraines. Like, you could walk by a Bath and Body Works and end up sick, like completely ill. So I learned which scents helped me and which ones hurt, and I'm like, there were these flowers. I'm so like, but this is my thing, you know what I mean? And so I would go outside. We were living on Lakeview on the east side, and there were these tiny little bell-shaped flowers. They made me feel so good, and I couldn't imagine why. But I was the only one that noticed them.
What was it called?
Lily of the Valley.
Lily of the Valley.
So amazing. Oh, yes, exactly. Right? And that's when they would come up. I can't find them growing anywhere anymore. But anywho, that scent made me relax. It made me happy. And I'm like, okay, there's something to this. You know what I mean? And so for me, as I was getting older and trying to find my way away from American medicine, they call it Western medicine, but America is awful. Canada's a little bit better, but they're still about, the synthetics and write a script and all that. But I began to study deeper into how can I heal myself and stay the hell out of their way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them touching me. Don't write me no script. I'm not coming. I tell my kids, like, if my arm fall off, just hand me a needle and thread. I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't trust them with anything. You can't deliver a baby reasonably.
Because I always look at how did we survive before modern medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And then they tell you that people had longer longevity in life before modern medicine.
Yeah, and there's a reason for it.
So
Why
now
that? Make that make sense.
Yeah, they use modern medicine to dictate your longevity of life.
Yep,
Depending on
exactly.
what class of people you are.
Precisely. Did you know? Should I say this on this radio?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can edit this out. We like okay.
No, speak
So
the truth.
so this is what I found out working inside of a doctor's office. They have specific immunizations that they give to children based on your insurance.
Yep.
So if you have state insurance, you get a certain vaccine and they're coded. You have better insurance, they give you a different one.
Yep.
I think that tells the story of what
Yeah,
modern
just
medicine
that much.
is.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
That
Then-
right there tells you enough.
That's what
Then you gotta
I'm
look at
looking
the
for
profit
real.
markup is what the state is paying for it versus individual insurance is paying for it. Why are we giving this immunization for this person and this immunization for that person?
And the greater question is what's in them that's different.
Oh, when you
Yeah,
start
yeah.
looking up the
Yeah, we-
No one, that's the thing. No one looks up the ingredients. Now listen, I have folks argue with me all the time, so I create a pain relief oil, right? Create the pain relief oil, it's all natural. I create the heavenly moisture butter, it's all natural. You got what I'm saying? You technically could eat it, but don't. You know what I mean? Don't.
Yeah.
I had a
It's
lady
not
at work
toxic.
trying to eat it. No, it's not toxic at all. You won't die. I get more people arguing with me about, oh, well, how does it work? Or what's in it? And what will it do? And all this stuff. But
you
we'll
don't
pop
act-
a pain
I was
pill.
say you don't ask them same questions about none of the stuff that you get out of the stores.
Will
because-
line up for a vaccine,
Man.
right?
They don't know what's in it.
And have no clue. Don't even ask. Won't pull up Google or nothing because it's on Google.
You're so conditioned and brainwashed, right, to believe what the masses have told us and taught us.
Precisely. And ain't that scary? Just
Yeah,
a little
it is
bit.
scary.
So
That is scary. Because that means we'll go along to for whatever they say, and we know that they don't have our best interests in mind.
y'all heard the word sheeple before?
Shit,
Oh, yeah,
indeed.
most definitely.
What's that mean?
Combine people and sheep. Sheeple.
The sheep was following.
Yep. We are
Blindly.
considered the herd, who is the herd is herded
Yeah.
by the shepherd,
Yes.
right? So we got to break from that. Free thought. Think for yourself, please God. Think for yourself.
You see, they
Read
teach us
for
to follow the
yourself.
So
shepherd,
this is
though.
Exactly.
where I wanted to kind of get into before we really get into
Yeah.
crystals. How would you respond to those who say that it's more so pseudoscience and just placebo effects, and that the results are not actually authentic?
Try it and shut up.
You ain't got nothing to lose. Right. It's something that's all natural that can't hurt you. That's not toxic. You don't have
Exactly.
nothing to lose.
And if you happen to be allergic to it, for example, some folks have a sensitivity to essential oils. They might be a little too strong. Use a natural oil, grapeseed, olive oil, something like that.
Carrier.
A carrier oil, exactly. To
What's a
mix it with
carrier?
that. It's just an
The
oil that
base.
doesn't have an effect that you can mix with the oils and it won't change the power of that oil. So yeah,
It's like
the
a
base.
dilution.
Oh, they give it to a person.
Like
Oh, I don't like oils, but then they go take something with placebo, mitro, again,
Exactly.
micro, high grade in it. Like, what is that? Do you know what that? You don't know what that is.
No idea,
got
but
no
the
clue.
doctor said.
Doctor
The
said
doctor
it's
Doctor
good.
said.
The doctor
But
said.
anytime a doctor says, it's his opinion or his belief
Precisely.
Because he's practicing.
Because-
on
based on
They're-
what that
that's-
he's not going to
They're
explain to
practicing medicine and they tell you that you can get a second what?
Opinion.
you.
Opinion.
Or they tell you to get diagnosed, you want 3 opinions.
3 people's supposition of what it is
Wrong
that is
with you.
going on with you.
That
Ask
all-
me. I'm sorry.
But
Ask me.
These
You
three
know what I'm
people. These 3 people read,
I want you
read
to
the
go get
same
the King
book.
James version of why you sick.
Right? Literally. But we don't think in those terms. You know what I'm saying? We are conditioned.
Yes.
Look at you taking the words out of it. That's what.
Well, I was
Conditioned.
raised to have we was created with a free thinking. We are created as free thinkers. So I was raised to be an open-minded person in order to exercise my free will to think.
You have to be a critical thinking
everything.
person in this world to
Absolutely.
see
Yes.
through
You
the
have
bullshit,
to.
man.
Absolutely.
If you have no critical thinking skills, then you'll be one of the sheeple.
Yeah.
And
Just
here's
going
the
along.
thing. Just think. If you ain't at critical thinking yet, just
How
listen.
about common sense?
Look,
That helps.
come on now. Can we buy that?
It's hard to have common sense when you're
Not
doctrine.
common anymore.
When it's not common. And
Here's the
things are
thing.
doctrine.
Here's the thing. At some point, so this was my rule of thumb for my children. I have 3 kids. They're all grown now. Think your way out of a brown paper bag. I.e.,
Bingo.
if you get in a situation, it is your job and your responsibility to figure out how to get out of it.
Yep.
That is your job and your responsibility. Don't call me acting crazy because you done follow somebody. Not damn one of my kids will follow nobody no damn where.
Hey, you sound similar like my father. Like I'll get in trouble in school, right? And I had the type of father, he'll sit in the office with the teacher, the principal. He'll sit in his little note, take notes. Everything everybody said, right? You know, I'm young, so I ain't paying attention to that. So I get home, come in my room. Now explain to me everything what happened, right? So then, you know, he'll go back and forth. Oh, well, this is what the teacher said, what this is what the principal said, this and that, right? Granted, for all that, who had to pay the consequences? You did. So the only thing I want to hear right now is what is you going to do to prevent this to happen in the future?
And that's what we
Teaching me how
gotta
to
do.
create solutions.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, no one else is going to give you a solution but yourself. You know,
They can't.
they can't. So that was the same thing you're saying. Those are the stepping stones. The only person that's going to get you out of that brown paper bag is yourself.
Yep.
The only person that's going to get you from ground zero is you.
Yep.
If you're at the bottom of the barrel, you can only look up.
And as parents, I feel like our job is not to tell our children,
Teach them.
but to teach them, right? And so let me explain to you why I'm doing this. And if you have a question about why I'm telling you to do something, ask me. And a lot of parents don't allow that.
Did you teach your children about crystals?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We've been gemstone hunting and everything.
So how they receive
Oh, pff, they all on it. They're all
from the
on
You
it.
see how excited she is about
Yeah.
it? Her kids, because I mean nothing but
Exactly. So we went gemstone mining in South Carolina. Me and my 2 sons, right? And so we got pickaxes. We
Y'all
got
went
the
gemstone mining where?
in South Carolina. I can't remember the city, but there are a whole bunch of them down there.
So
You'd be
can you
surprised.
explain where gemstones come from?
Yeah, they come from Mother Earth. So okay, so y'all want to get into this?
Yes.
All right, okay.
Get into it.
So listen, we are on a living planet, right? We are on a living planet that grows food for us. It provides everything that we need, water, air, all that stuff, right? And we don't realize that we have a responsibility to her. I love gemstones, but what I don't believe in is, when they go so deep and they're raping the earth. Right, so, because you're fracturing the core of the
Right.
thing that you're walking on.
Right.
So, but you have to be mindful when you're mining, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna go too deep. A lot of the stuff you'll see if you just
wait, it'll rise up.
it'll
every time
rise
they-
up
yeah.
because they need to be used. That's the catch, right? So they're here to help us. It's almost like we think everything is alien and it's evil and all that stuff, and we really don't understand what we are speaking of God. If that's what you believe in, that He would create something that would be harmful to you.
Bingo.
So when we're living in fear at all times, look, the whole thing of, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm about to go.
They're in the
That's
fear-
why you're here.
I'm about to take a trip.
Let
I'm
us
just-
have it. That's why you're
I'm about
here.
to take a
They're
trip.
We buckled in.
They're
We
in
buckled
fear
in
of the
already.
unknown.
All right.
They're in fear of
We
the unknown.
buckled in.
They're not just in fear of the unknown. They're in fear of learning about the unknown. Why? Because
It makes
somebody
change their
told them.
perspective.
It's
Somebody,
gonna
It's going to
contradict.
fracture
It's gonna
their
contradict
Somebody-
belief
everything
system that they have already.
Yes.
somebody told them that it was evil. If you read the Bible, right, it lies and says God is a jealous God. How can the creator of all things be jealous of anything
Preach.
down here. How?
How?
When he gives you the tools to learn everything.
Preach.
Okay. I gotta compose myself because I get hyped. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be standing up in this boy in a minute.
Just as passionate as you. Yeah.
So, like, seriously though, if you live in fear,
The ultimate
you
control
live in
weapon.
exactly. You
Say
live
what?
in you
The ultimate control weapon.
Yes.
Yep. You live in ignorance, joyfully. Do we want to be on this planet in complete ignorance? How does that aid and assist the future? All of our future, it does not, right? So, that being said, if you let someone scare you and shame you into learning about yourself first, because where God live.
Fear, false emotions appearing real.
True, but where does God live? You can't tell me that God lives in me and I'm supposed to fear him. You want me to be scared of myself?
And
Anybody?
a lot of people-
Is that what?
You just said it. And you look at your peer group, they are in fear of themselves.
Yes.
That they're in fear of.
Because they will tell you when you hear voices, when you are in between realms and you're recognizing, you're able to see things that have not yet happened. If you not titled a prophet, then you crazy. You schizophrenic. You bipolar. You got all these issues going on. But those are spiritual gifts according to this book that they read. But that only counts when someone has given you a title. When a human being has bestowed upon you some fake ass title.
Right.
All of us are
When
prophets.
you have been affirmed or confirmed by someone else. There's a lot of people who
Exactly.
actually live their lives based
Chasing
off what
that.
somebody else's affirmation or confirmation of them. That's why they're structured like that. They're designed like that.
So when you present chakra rocks,
If you don't
what I
stop
love.
calling
You
these
say
boys rocks,
Chakra rock.
I love how you say chakra rocks.
it's only with programs.
I know.
So you'll hear me say rocks, stones,
It's cool.
crystals.
It's all
yeah,
good.
but y'all know what I mean.
No,
Like
it's
a better term, But I say rocks.
Infinity stones.
Right.
Yeah, I just say rocks to help other people understand. When you say crystals,
So we
then
got-
their mind going into jewelry. If you sit there and say stones,
we gonna show some of the rocks where I'm showing them at. These are the rocks that
Put them a little
Mind
closer
if I
to the
show
camera.
these?
put them closer.
Yep. So
Can you see yourself?
Yep. There you go. Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
Okay.
Here are some of
Nice.
her spears here.
so say what those are that when y'all present.
So this is shungite. This is moonstone. Shungite is a protector. It keeps off EMF waves. This 5G stuff that's going on. So I work at
I
a.
need one of those.
Oh, they are powerful too.
You got
That
it.
right.
Aw.
Sweet.
I say.
So I work in a stainless steel nickel plant, right? And so they got these signs up about radiation. So I just bam, they all around me. I would be coming up. What's this? Why I feel different over here? Cause
Radiation blockers.
yes, but don't.
but they're not gonna believe it
Oh, they have to
Yeah.
do it.
They,
until they have
don't
the
do it.
experience.
yeah, but
and you can
they
define
walk
it to
in
them.
and then like one of my coworkers, she don't ever want to leave. She just be standing over there having idle conversation. Like, I'm trying to work, girl. But they're drawn to it, but you can't tell them why.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to teach nobody and working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, I come outside of work for this. You know what I mean? You want to know something? Text me later.
Right.
But we have to be mindful again. Something as simple as setting these up around you can protect you. I don't have migraines no more. I've had them since I was 2. You follow me? Like this oil.
Yeah.
I worked 20 years. I finally got the blend correct. So I finally got the blend right. Like it literally took me 20 something years. I worked in physical therapy. I would apply the different oils to my patients, and every single one of them walked up out of there healed. I ain't bragging on them, just saying the shit worked.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, if it didn't work, I wouldn't sell it. I would. In fact, I don't want to sell it, y'all. So somebody make me a millionaire so I can give it away, because that's what I really want to do.
Right.
That's what I just want to give it away.
Yeah.
That I want people to be well, because I know what it's like to live in pain. Again, migraine since I was 2. Couldn't even explain what was going on. A scent would make me throw up. I'm 2. I don't know what the heck to do with that. You know what I'm saying? And so I've dealt with this. I have severe scoliosis, right? And so they were saying like, oh, that might be the cause of the migraines, but we can't fix it because, you know, how we going? And you ain't touching me with no knife, you know. So I've been dealing with it. I worked through it. I'm good. I actually had braids in my hair, girl. I've never been able to do it. Now I ain't like them. They were beautiful and all, but the pain, like the pain of something touching my neck and stuff like that, and the synthetic stuff, I can't do it. It's not funny. But anywho,
So can you tell us exactly how crystals work? How do they work? Because I wanted to kind of get into the whole fifth element.
I need to understand that question. How do they work? You work them. That's how they work. You you connect with them. Okay, so I'll give you an example.
Like I was just doing.
Here, rose quartz.
I can't get away from that.
Don't give her my rose quartz.
Why? Okay,
Don't
give
put
me
her
a back.
love spit. No, I'm just messing. I'm just
Lord. Just set them in the sun.
I'm just messing
Set
with
them in the sun to cleanse them. You'll be good. Connect with it, right? Allow it to
hold it in my hand.
hold it
So
in your
define
hands.
how
Allow
to
it
connect
to.
with it.
Would you
I
like to
want.
share?
How do you define someone to connect with it?
Okay.
You meditate. You feel the rock.
Yeah,
you feel
you
the
literally
energy from
feel
the
it.
rock.
You have to you have to get to know them. They will energetically speak to you. That's why I was holding this thing. It's lepidolite. It's the small orb that I was holding in my hand. It's calming.
And what did
saying?
you call that?
This is lepidolite. This is Mark's spear. Thank you, because I almost called you Mike. I just dealt with a Mark and a Mike before I got off work. So that is lepidolite. I just put my spear.
Only reason
Keep
why
on holding it, lady.
The only reason
She
why I
insists I
asked
hold
you.
these rose quartz.
The only reason
She
why
want
I
to find
asked
you some love. That's what it
The
was.
name of that.
Rose quartz is self-love. And
Oh,
it's
is it?
uplifted. It is, yeah.
Oh,
So I
that's
did
why I
bring,
love the hell out of myself. So damn.
baby, you better get it.
I got a lot of rose quartz over there sleeping around every night on the windowsill. All right.
See, how you know to put them there?
I know a little something.
Good job. Good job. So your dark stones cleanse in the moonlight. Your light stones cleanse in the sunlight. They rejuvenate. They work by you allowing them to. It's literally just energy. So we talk about ghosts, right? People scared of ghosts and this and the other. That is an energy coming generally with a message, or they need your help, depending on what spiritual level you're on. So they're not supposed to be stuck. But what happens when energy gets stuck? You have pain. When energy gets stuck in your body, when your chakras are off balance, when the energy is not flowing properly, it causes pain. If energy is not flowing, for example, if you get shocked by something, it's because you grabbed a wire, right?
Energy.
Yeah, and it didn't grab you back. You know what I'm
Different
saying?
forms of
It
energy.
flowed somewhere it wasn't supposed to.
Exactly.
Right.
So with our bodies, massage is important to help, break up the knots. If you ever had a massage and they was hitting them knots, those are energy blockages.
You know, I always had my misconception of massages because massages can become addictive. Okay,
Feeling good now.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying this because as a man is trained to manage and to go and help his pain. So from a man perspective, so if I don't succumb to a massage all the time versus I have my own personal way to manage my pain, that now I am
Making yourself
subject
weaker,
to this
so per
person.
se.
Yeah, that I'm conditioned to this person to
I
do
got
it.
your answer.
Yeah.
Reiki.
Huh?
Reiki. You
Reiki,
got the
energy
Reiki expert sitting right here with you. You ain't even know it.
Hold on. We do know that because look, we had another conversation when you said that word. I was like, say it again, because from that Tina Turner movie, and she said that word. I was just so stuck on that one portion of the movie, how she changed her life, and it was just her transformation. I'm just like, and this how she just blew up the person she is. And I was just listening to her like 2 days ago, and how she just removed herself from this culture to this culture, And it all started with that, I'm just gonna mimic it. It was just like Ricky's song, you know, in the movie, this and that.
Yeah.
And it was just, it just sparked my curious. It's just like she had this whole life, and this right here changed her life, and she was against it until she actually experienced it. So when she
Isn't
actually
that
experienced it, so when she's telling her story, then when I got her introduced to it, I'm all open ears to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I actually felt it because I was down in Atlanta in small 5 points.
Oh, I love 5 Points.
Man, I love it. It's so much culture, and you feel it.
Yep.
You feel the energy
You know what's so? It's crystal stores
everywhere.
everywhere.
Hey, look, and this is my experience. It was like, you know, you go in areas where there's vendors and shopping, this and that, and there's always some type of energy in the air. But this energy was different. Like every store I went to, it was a different energy. It was just like, it was satisfying. It was a joyful experience. Like, actually, when we got our stuff and I walked out, we got on our bags. From that time, and it didn't really hit me till like 2 days later as I'm reflecting on my experience going down. It's like that day was so blissful that, you know, when I got, you know what I'm saying, these rocks, because I already had a shower head at home that had chakra stones that I cleanse myself every day with it. You know what I'm saying? So I know that experience.
So how did you get into doing that? How were you introduced?
I'm going to sit there and tell you that I knew about it since I was young, just, you know, hearing from people sitting there talking, but never went into it. Then it was the Tina Turner movie.
Oh,
that,
okay.
You know, they were sitting there talking about. So now I'm sitting there older. So when it ever comes across like social media, or if it ever comes across me and someone's speaking on it, I'm listening and I'm learning. I'm sitting and learning. And it just took for me to just go buy one. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about like it's really much me involving myself and trying to find different things that's going to improve my quality of life. So when I ran across this, so it's like I can't lose with it. If I can start my day like this, you know what I'm saying? It's going to block out everything and it's going to bring in good energy. But then also I'm going to project it on other people.
Did you share this?
Yes, I did.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to make sure because men need to hear you talking about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, I had told a homeboy, right, because someone was sitting there talking. So I had inboxed him and told him, like, because he was really, like, standoffish. So I inboxed, like, bro, it works. You know what I'm saying? Because I took it from not to sit there and interact and conversate on the comment, but now I'm telling you personally, from my personal experience, you know what I'm saying, this what has resulted in my personal experience. Everything that's going on in your life right now, you will be able to sit there and find solutions because you're going to know what these stones mean and how to use them.
Yep.
So like we were sitting there earlier talking about like, okay, I got it, what do I do with it?
Yeah.
Know what it's meant for,
yes.
and then start using them.
Speaking of which, I brought the Gemstone Bible so you can read this for yourself about rose quartz. This is my little flip through. So I just came from a big event in Wisconsin, and it was great to see people so interested.
In Wisconsin?
Yeah. It's black people in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I know you got black communities out there.
No,
but you like they for them to actually have a conference.
Yeah, it was a regional Freemason event. It was fantastic. It was just good to see everyone dressed up and like into what they were doing, and you know, just good people. It was dope. Like I really enjoyed it.
You're a Freemason?
No.
Practice Freemason? Okay.
No.
Did they just sponsor the event?
Yeah, and now they invited me. I met them through one of my sisters. I met her.
You know what woman Freemasons are called?
Right, I was gonna say
Star.
Eastern Star.
Yeah, Eastern Star.
Yeah.
No, my father's a Freemason, and my grandfather on my mama's side Freemason. So
Nice.
you know,
Nice.
I've been offered the opportunity, but I haven't did enough research and studying on it. You know, like you said, I'm a critical thinker.
Yes.
So it takes a whole lot for me to learn something, for me to even take the introduction
See,
to
the black Masons is different than what we know from the
Yeah, my grandfather's a black Mason, and this is my father because he's a free thinker, he's a critical thinker. So I'm from Philly, so it was like it was presented to him, right? So why aren't you going over to the Black Freemason Hall? He's over there at the White Freemason Hall. So my father, he's more critical thinking. I want to know. I already know what the black folks do. I want to know what y'all doing. Prince Hall, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So he was like, his father-in-law, my grandfather, my mother's father, he's a Prince Hall Mason. But no, I want to go over here with the Freemasons, with the white folks, you know, to see what they're doing. Because I already know what they're doing. You know, he's a critical thinker. So he was telling me the first day he went over there, he was like, no, this probably not be for you, but you might want to go down the street. No, he was like, no, I want to come over here. You know what I'm saying? Because now, if you want to sit there and dominate, if you want to sit there and evolve and grow, you got to know both sides of the fence. Not that I'm over here and want to, adapt to y'all culture. I want to learn. So if y'all can affect me, I already know y'all blueprint.
Gotcha.
I was initiated as an Eastern Star. I've been initiated as an Eastern Star. We'll talk about it one day. We'll have some guests.
Okay.
And we'll talk
Cool.
about it.
That sounds good.
So yeah, I was just doing that, and when I tell you, the first event I did, like, what was it, last year or the year before? They ain't know nothing about Gemstone. I got there this time. When I tell you, they got questions and they needed answers, honey. I made custom.
For you.
Yeah, I made custom pieces from the time I finished setting up until I crawled up out of there the next morning. It was wild, but I'm like, wow. How did this happen? They like, it's on Facebook. I was like, oh.
Right. Facebook is the new Bible.
No, for real, right?
Facebook is the new Bible.
That's how you get introduced to all the stuff. honey.
So is there
Yes.
a particular stone you should wear every day, or are they interchangeable? If you feel this way, wear this. If you feel that way, wear that.
So I'm going to tell you, I took off, just for this event, I usually wear opal and tourmaline, like watermelon tourmaline. I usually wear those, and with the clear quartz. I took them off and I put on her.
That's beautiful.
She is
Show the camera.
put on camera.
Yes. I like this spider.
Yeah, so that a lot of folks
You're
don't.
on QVC right now.
Right, a lot of folks don't
Home
know.
Shopping Network.
They don't understand the significance of spiders. Everybody's scared of them. They want to kill them. I don't do that. They are information carriers, and they are very strategic in everything that they do. Right? You ever watch a spider weave a web? Like, just sit back and watch them. Don't buy them. Just watch how he work. It's so blooming interesting, and they come out so incredibly
Perfect.
designed and don't they? And so I just weave this beautiful thing to trap my food, but also I told a story.
What was the story?
Oh, each one is different. That's what I'm saying. You gotta see what they're doing.
Okay.
You gotta see the
Speaking
shape.
about the spider.
Yeah.
Like you can see, like
She's talking about the spider, not her
the
spider.
mood that the spider is
I mean,
in.
I know.
Would
It's
it
a
depict
busy
how
spider.
neat and how
I know that story.
how crazy it is, or how neat it is, like the mood of it.
I mean, I watched that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
literally,
Little
like,
kid.
watch how they move. Watch how they move. It's almost like they're robots. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's
Yeah,
perfect.
How
and it's
intricate.
It's just like, what is this thing doing for real, right? And it's weaving in its story. So I have a thing where I'll try to take pictures of spider webs and stuff like that because I'm trying to learn. And again, the only spider I ever tried to kill was a wolf spider. I was trying to get it out. I don't know how I got inside.
Why'd you want to kill it?
Only because he wouldn't let me catch him and put him outside.
But one day you might be able to catch him.
No, they bite.
Oh, I'm just
Like-
teasing.
inside. You heard her say catch it and take it outside. I mean,
Yeah.
it was inside.
Yeah, and it
When
was
spiders is outside, that's their house. They can be out there. But
exactly.
when they
I do not
inside,
kill
that's my
any
house.
animal outside. That's your business. Ain't got nothing.
'Cause
And
I'll
I
be
ain't want to
honest,
kill that one.
I don't kill spiders. If I see a spider, I'm
You
not
leave
going
him
out my
alone,
way.
right?
Yeah. Unless I sit there, if I'm in my bed, he's sitting there coming down on the little string, this and that. Yeah, pow. Yeah. Now you too close for comfort. I left you alone when you was over there.
Right.
you
Now
over there
why
in my
you
space.
coming over?
Yeah.
See, and that was the thing. Like it was in the bedroom, and it was like under the bed. Like it
Yeah.
ran under the bed. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You know
But
what
you
I'm
said
saying?
it bites, so yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand now. Yeah.
And spiders are considered to be good luck, kind of like
Yeah.
black cats. That we think one
And
way of black
ladybugs.
cats.
I like to compare them to
Hey, look, when I
feminine
walked up the
energy.
driveway,
Yeah.
you got a black cat?
Absolutely.
But it's a black cat that was sitting at your driveway. I'm not really superstitious for the most part, but I looked at the black cat and just like, look, I'm about to walk in this building and we about to sit there and talk about chakras.
Oh, that's protection.
That was a good
yeah,
sign,
ancestors,
actually.
Yes.
So-
But they trained
Seeing a
us.
black
They
cat,
yes.
they
Black is
trained
a-
us that it's bad.
Black
Yeah.
is a sign
I don't believe it. I
of-
don't- yeah.
Black is a sign of profitability and protection.
I believe that.
So when a company is in the black, they good. When it's in the
The
red,
red.
they bad, right? Okay.
That's how we come up with Black Friday. Because, you know, I seen
Right.
on social
Yeah,
media,
yeah.
oh, Black Friday was the sold to slaves. I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? Because granted, I know that because I'm from Philly, and that's where Black Friday originated from. Is that when the holiday come, all the companies prior to
Are
was in the red, and it's the holiday shopping,
They
push
gotta
them in
pull
the
them
black,
out.
and that's come Black Friday.
Yep.
So that's another thing. Like all black crystals have a protective effect. So that's
So
shungite.
should you always wear a protective item, like an amulet or a
I do.
bracelet or
I mean,
a
yeah,
protective
I
item?
always do. So this is amethyst, labradorite, and onyx. So that's
But
my,
it say obsidian is the strongest protective.
obsidian
stone.
is
that
considered
true?
the strongest protection stone. So I'm a very spiritual person, right? And so I'll get snapped into another dimension while I'm driving. And obsidian kind of opens that gateway. So does labradorite. So I'd be like, all right, now I can't wear labradorite and obsidian together because my ass ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah,
They
they
open portals.
remember. So Portia did a thing. I'm not gonna say the thing, but she helped my fiance through a thing, right? And somehow or another, I got pulled into it. I ain't had nothing to do with it. This, that, and the other. You remember? And I'm like, okay.
Wait, I mean,
Open
we
a
can talk
whole
about
nother
it.
realm.
Can we
for
talk
you.
about it? Oh, okay.
It's okay.
I don't know that you
It's
don't
all
say
open.
that.
Oh,
You gotta tell me, girl.
it's okay.
So Oso over here, because that's what I call her, because she's oh so phenomenal.
That's a good one. I like
That's my
that.
baby sister.
Outside.
So she did a mushroom journey, his very first one, and he took him through the thing, ate the mushrooms, this that, and the other. And so I'm trying to stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be involved. So I'm texting her in the other room in the house, right? Like, you know, you need anything, you
everything okay?
good, blah blah blah, right? And so then he calls for me, and she actually tells like, you got to come back here. So I come back there, and so he's going through this thing. He's going back. He's walking back through his past, right? Michael, I'm sorry if you didn't want nobody to know this. Sorry, boo, but you'll be alright. Okay, look. So he's in an old apartment that they stayed in, right? And next thing I know, I'm looking around like, okay, I'm here. I'm here with him for emotional support. It was a lot, you know what I'm saying? So you're going through this thing, and I'm like, and she's like, what do you see? And then he was describing some things, and then I'm like, yeah, and this sofa's this color, and she like,
She tapped right into his past. He tapped into his childhood
But did it take
She
a
was
lot
able
for
to
you
see
to
it. She
convince
went
him to
there
do
too.
this emotional journey?
without being on the mushrooms.
nah,
No.
he wanted to do it.
Okay.
So,
I mean, no typical men be having their walls.
Nah,
Like,
he's-
you trying to sit there and tell me to do this?
No,
for me to
he's
go
good
back
at
and be vulnerable in front of y'all, and you gonna use it? Nah.
No, it was his idea, but
Yeah,
see,
he
Oh,
took
that's
it
what's
for that
up.
reason
Yeah.
to do the
Yeah.
healing.
yep.
It's like I mentioned before, I do the high dose mushroom journeys on the sacred ceremony. So he did it for the intent of healing and embracing his fullness, you know, tapping into his higher self.
It was so blooming great. And when he came out, the stuff he was able to do with his family and all that stuff. I mean, I'm talking about it was amazing to sit back and watch. So, you know, people be afraid of every damn thing. So, if you want to try it, I would say try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
And have also walk you through. She's freaking awesome. Like, cause you comfortable. You know what I mean? And her spirit. So she's done Reiki on me before. I thought I was about to fly up out of that boy. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to lift off earth. But just allowing, in my opinion, if we allow nature to do what it's supposed to do for us, we're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
It's our push to avoid it for fear of judgment by folks who are scared any dang gone way. That keeps us from doing what we need to do. We are all seers. We are all hearers in the spirit. All of us are. Why? Because we are created from the same energy, right?
Yeah.
So listen, if you see something and it seems strange, don't be scared. Calm your nerves. Tap in. Like that. I hate that word. Don't use that. Delete that. I hate that tap in shit. Anyway, but seriously, connect with it. 9 times out of 10, it's either for you or for you to help someone
Or
else.
as a tool.
No, literally, spirits need help too. We got ancestors who are stuck kind of in limbo. You understand what I'm saying? We have others that just like they need help. They need someone to hear them. You know, my daughter has this thing.
That
She
makes sense.
yeah, she ain't like to go to sleep because spirits will come to her all the time, and she's like, I'm having a bad dream. I told her, like, baby, that's not a dream.
They might be looking at that. That's the chosen one to sit there and teach you and open you up to.
But in a lot of cases, to help you cross over, what is it that you need to say? What information do you need to relay? Sometimes your loved ones don't hear you.
It's like
You know what
when
I'm saying?
Like when you see a
Sometimes
young
they're
person,
earthbound
you be
too.
like, that young person got an old soul.
Well, see, that's
like
because
reincarnation.
that's energy. So that's a good way to put it. But literally,
When I say
it's
like
energy.
also like they got wisdom beyond themselves that just came to them.
Okay, so do you know you do? You do.
I
Right?
do what?
Yeah,
Same
you
thing.
you're connected.
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah,
are
yeah.
we are all literally connected to the same creative, energetic force.
Source.
Hello,
It goes back when she was speaking on the fifth element.
the
That's that
ether,
one- yeah,
the ether.
That's that
You wanted
source
to know
that
what
connects,
that is?
Connects
That
everybody.
is the creator source.
Yep.
That is the energetic source that alives everything.
Fire, wood, air, light, gravity, all that has to deal with the fifth element. Has to deal with ether.
It all combines to create the being.
It's like we got sun, it's light. You know, we just look at light, it illumines everything, right? But also that light gives us vitamin E. It gives
D.
a source to
Yep.
our body. Just standing there. So
Precise.
that is an energy, that is a force. You know, gravity is a force.
Yep.
They use gravity to create everything around on this earth, outside this earth, in space. Space is one of the fifth elements. You know what I'm saying? So my own like perception of it is like our general terms of molecule. You know, you can sit there and say
Right,
the fifth
atoms
element
and
molecule.
molecules.
That is something that's in everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much our hard drive, our microprocessor. And you look at everything we create that with the same concept of ether.
And that being said, we are everything.
Yep.
We are literally everything. We are part of the all. And this is why, as human beings, as humanity, we are each pieces of a puzzle.
Yep.
You follow me? And so if we were to come together as a collective for the purpose of
Raising vibration.
not just raising vibration, but being the vibration. Like, dude, vibrate love. When you go out, vibrate love and watch everybody response to you. Watch. When I go in the stores, I can't stand it sometimes because I be trying to get in and out. But folks will just walk up to me and talk to me. Babies will look at me and try to touch me. And look,
I get that all the time.
and I'm cool with it. And I have to check myself on that too. Like, dude, don't be out here all high vibrating and stuff. And don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be having to cuss myself. I'm like, lady, you tripping. But look, our jobs technically is to create the whole puzzle. Bring it all together. Be love. There's no lack in this place except for that we allow to be created. There is no lack. There is no lack of food, water, and all that stuff. No, we let some dummies tell us that, you know, and we rock with it. They're trying to create. Sister,
Yes.
yes or no?
Yes.
We gonna get pulled off Facebook.
We talk about stuff all the
for
time.
it.
They're creating these
That's some
things.
real raw and uncut.
Yes. So look,
Famine and
guys.
starvation, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Why?
Diseases. They're creating these things. These
Because-
pandemics.
Pandemics, right?
Perfectly said.
The water, you can't drink the water. I was just watching a little clip on something that in Florida
You'll be selling us bottled air in a minute.
listen, no, for real.
No, they are. They have already. They're working.
They're working on that, right? Because the air is going to be too dirty, right? From what? From what they've created, right? So, look, Florida, we can't drink the water. Flint can't drink the water. How in that world can you not drink the very thing that you are 70% comprised of?
You can't even collect
Hold on.
rainwater.
Before-
It's illegal
Fine.
in Michigan to collect rainwater.
Yes. Like how?
Really?
For agricultural purposes, you
Stop me
can.
collecting it.
For agricultural purposes, you can.
Now we in trouble, right?
If you have
Like
agriculture,
farming and something like
yeah,
that. Like
you can't collect rainwater. Now, when we're sitting there talking about water, right? I'm going back to what I said previously. Before we had water plants, how did we drink?
Straight out the lakes.
Go right back to our basics.
Exactly.
They don't want us to go back to our basics because there's no profit behind it.
Listen,
Yep.
exactly, and literally, so that's what it looks like, right? So it's all about no, it's all about the power.
Yep.
If I can control how you eat, how you drink, you will bow down.
Yep.
Right.
It's power.
Therefore, I have to create weather so that it's springtime. Now it's been springtime. Here's how you know. Watch the trees. They ain't messing them up like that. The trees been had buds on them since what? Middle of February.
Yeah.
So that just lets you know how our timeline is off. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we pay attention to nature like the animals do, the birds been back. You know what I'm saying? They've
I
been
seen seagulls today.
they've been chirping for about a month and a half now.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Remember if you go back to
chirping.
pandemic when the world stopped, and you sit there and see how Mother Nature started to come back. You was
Yep.
just like, I heard all these sounds, these birds and everything as the world stopped. You know, I'm on Finkel and Southfield and Deers is running down Finkel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? When the world stopped. Now when the world gets back on this program.
Now they all
it's
running them
pushing-
over.
Now
They
we
run-
gotta control everything. We control where these animals go and how they habitat, this and that.
Yep.
That's actually going against the actual higher power, the creative
Oh my
design.
God. I saw a bald eagle on last Tuesday. Was that Tuesday? Yeah, that was last Tuesday on the way home. A bald, like, I thought I was tripping. I thought it was a bald eagle in real life, in real time, in Michigan, right at the border of Ohio, right? So on Wednesday, on Thursday, so that had to be Wednesday night. On Thursday, I'm going to see customers in Ohio, right? And so I'm riding with outside salesperson, and he just mentioned, he's like, yeah, and so the Eagles are coming out, and I said, the Eagles? What you talking about? He said, they're here. I said, where? Let's go. So literally, it was on our path. There is a place in Ohio. The hell is the name? I forgot the name of it. I'm gonna find it in my phone. Eagles, like legit whole ass eagles, like
Yeah.
Huge.
Endangered
we
species.
wingspan long as this table. Seriously,
That big.
eagles. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know they was right in Ohio? Literally, like maybe you didn't know. Half an hour away.
It was
I mean,
one on Belle
I
Isle,
work in
last
construction,
summer.
so yeah, I work in construction, so them white boys, they'll tell me everything.
They tell you all the stuff. I
That's
couldn't
another
believe
question
it.
I got for you too.
What's
as far as
that?
question. So I work in construction, like on the hazmat side, so like asbestos, mold, this and that, right? So what did you say that name of that rock was? The
This
last
one,
Yeah,
lepidolite.
lepidolite. And then there was a
I
black
have a small
one.
one. I'll give it to you.
Then there was a black one. You said
Shungite.
Shungite, right? So the study of rocks, they use the suffix and the prefix. So the suffix of the word you're saying light. So I had to study stones or rocks when it came to asbestos. So we got tremolite, chrysolite. So when I'm hearing you saying so in your study of gemstones, did like tremolite, chrysolite, those asbestos rocks come in that?
Yes. So they're fine whole. So I actually was in construction. I just came out. Asbestos, lead abatement,
Yeah.
road work, construction, underground.
I'm an instructor. I teach
Residential
everybody
and
about that.
commercial.
Yeah.
Did you work with the ladies Monica and them on Woodward?
Monica with lead now?
Yes!
Years ago, yeah. That's what.
Oh, that's right. I know
seen
it's
it.
happened.
That's why I recognize his face too.
Yeah.
Like that's where.
So yeah, I send everybody for my lead class.
Then
People
you
for
send them
lead
there.
classes. Yeah.
Yep.
And then they used to send everybody for asbestos. They used to come and get their asbestos. 'Cause I used to be on Woodward and Clay, the JMS
Right.
training center. Mr. Sane, James Sane. So
Raquel Henderson. That was my lead. So we two Raquels on the job. It was ridiculous. Look,
I do know that name.
yes, you know Rock.
Yes.
You know Rock. Rock.
do.
You gotta.
Yeah.
You. If you ain't tuned in, I'll send it to you, girl.
Right.
That's where I know you from.
So yeah, because
Yeah.
pretty much
Did
anybody
you
in
know
Detroit, they got
Antonio
their.
Bell? No. Okay, that's funny.
But
But yeah,
I've been doing asbestos training since 2009. So generally, 90% of anybody with asbestos training had came through me. With
Gotcha.
demolition, construction,
yeah,
everything.
that's what we used to send the folks. So
Yeah, so I was just like, when you kept on saying, because you know, when I teach the class, I have to teach
So,
them the
but-
history of it.
let me ask you: you know that it's not harmful until it's disturbed, until it's right.
Man, I have to break this stuff down to these folks. It's too much of anything is bad for you. These are rocks that was created with this earth.
Yep.
You go to national parks, you still have these rocks. It's
Yep.
not until it's disturbed. And you have to have a concentration of exposure to it to affect your health. We're only talking about our respiratory system.
Correct.
And the only time they talk about it is mesothelioma when it causes
Exactly.
cancer. And that is very rare.
Yep.
You have a better chance of getting struck by lightning. You know, any other time they're talking about being exposed to rocks, it's only a condition. It's not fatal because we're actually breathing in something that's natural for us. But too much is bad for us because all it does is goes inside your lungs and attacks your alveoli. It makes it trouble for you.
But honestly, though, that is a hazard with construction, period, right?
Yeah.
Because of the dust.
But every
Right.
cellulose that's in construction, if it's sawdust,
Exactly.
if it's drywall dust, everything is
Precisely.
affects you. If you breathe too much of
Exactly.
it, you know?
And so we attribute it to one thing when in fact it is the totality of the thing over a period of time that causes the issue.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes. So now, like, when you sit there and talk about these other stones
Mm-hmm.
and the positive effect that it has for us versus they'll sit there and take specific stones and tell you because, oh, it breaks down the microscopic particulates, it's dangerous for you.
Right.
Versus if you just leave it as a whole, it can be useful for you.
Yep.
So I want to piggyback on that. Can you speak about the positive effects of stones for people who are unaware of crystals?
Yes.
How
So-
can it be used?
Here's what I like to do. I brought jewelry. I brought different stuff. A lot. Y'all can hear it falling. So I brought different things, right? Y'all can see that. Is that clear? All right, cool. So we can get into some of those. So garnet is one of my favorite because it enhances your life force, right? So garnet, for anybody born in January, a garnet is a life force enhancer, gives energy and so on and so forth. So again, I brought the Gemstone Bible with me so we can get down into them. Because I don't have all this stuff memorized because I'm old. Yeah. Garnet awakens our inner fire and helps produce some of the strongest life force energy in the entire mineral kingdom. Pure strength and fortitude is activated within, and the confidence in oneself will raise to an all-time high. That is from wearing garnet. So what I do, I create gemstones to tell a story, right? That is important because you can have one, but what happens when you layer them boys up?
Combination
You
of
see what I'm
them.
saying?
Yeah.
So I write stories. That's what I like to do. Now my clear quartz I paired with hematite because clear quartz raises your vibration, it cleanses your chakras, things like that, right? So I put the silver hematite with it. Let me show y'all this one.
She made me this one as well with the
Yes,
clear quartz and
because
hematite.
when you're working with people, they sometimes they are vampiric.
Silver hematite. I had a hematite
Yes.
ankh, but it was black hematite.
Nice. I make those too.
It's all nice.
So this one here is energy. Clear quartz is phenomenal. Again, let me show y'all this.
And is that copper and quartz?
Yes, it is. So that's copper and clear
Can you
quartz.
tell them what copper represents or the energy that it
Absolutely,
how it works?
absolutely. So these are minerals. So copper is a mineral. Let me get in here. So copper, healer of not only one's physical but auric body as well. This is healing element is used as a conductor within crystal grids, orgone pyramids, per there, and here,
I also wear them on my fingers.
and
too.
where yes.
So when you're saying organ, meaning organic,
No. Orgone is a composition. That's technically all that it is. It means
So it's like the electromagnetic waves
Correct.
of the earth.
So essentially, when you're doing orgone work or using orgone, you're combining different things for a specific purpose, right? And so we can get into this one. Again, this is clear quartz on top. Again, so what we don't know about pyramids. The pyramids are located everywhere throughout the world. All right, so they're not just in Egypt. They are literally everywhere. You can find them in North America, South America,
Europe.
Canada. Yep, literally everywhere.
Australia.
And so what they actually are energy nodes. They're conductors and they are portals, right? And so we don't know how to use them because we don't believe in real stuff. Just saying.
I'm
We
so
don't.
glad you brought this. I was really interested in the pyramids.
Oh yeah. So this one is clear quartz wrapped in copper, lapis lazuli, golden tiger's eye, and obsidian. So this is my protector, my energy healer. And when I need to come on shows like this, I keep me some lapis lazuli nearby, so my throat chakra is wide open and ready to roll. Okay. So that is she. I create these literally. I make them for people. This is
You created that pyramid?
yes, this
These
one
are
and
all
this
her
one.
creations.
Yeah, literally all of them.
How do you do that?
So this is epoxy resin, and so
Okay.
we've heard about them being used to do like countertops and stuff like that. But you can create amazing gemstone pieces with it, and so I fill them. It takes this probably 18 hours, depending on the number of layers. This one happens to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers. They have to. Each layer has to dry.
Yes.
Yep, precise, like thoroughly though, because what'll happen
Cure.
as I'm putting the weight, you just
It
feel
will
the weight of that.
compromise the structure. Yeah.
It don't look like it weighs a lot, but it's heavy. It's full of stones, and so again, each layer has to dry so that it can hold it.
And the thing with the point, it opens up a portal, so it
Yes.
helps to open up the energy, open up the spirit. So like it'll affect the energy in a room. Somebody could walk in a room and you'll
Study
just feel it
pyramids,
radiating.
Precisely. And as they say, as above, so below, right? So where the pyramids are, there's the point opens to the skies, and the bottom opens,
To her.
which technically there's a sky under there, right?
Yep.
So when we think about all of these different aspects and things that we are so oblivious to, like we have so much power at our fingertips. We can use Google for more than just looking up crazy videos, y'all. Just saying.
I tell
Look.
folks, and then I tell folks, Google is a skill. So as you Google stuff, you have to understand that you have to use your common sense from the source that
To
you're
be able to
going
differentiate what's real and what's not.
It's like when you're watching videos, right? Why is there always a music or a sound behind it? So that already sets me off. You're sitting there telling me this is entertainment, versus I will sit there and listen to something that there's nothing distracting me from what this person is sitting there saying. Because now I have to believe that you're telling me this in genuine. You're not sitting there trying to persuade me about this relaxing
You're trying to distract.
music and you know what I'm saying, persuade me. And then actually reading, the difference between watching a video and reading publication,
Yeah.
that they have to legally tell you their source, where they get it from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell them
Right.
why it's so important to read out of books versus sitting there and looking at something on social media.
There's a
because
book.
there's nothing.
Research.
When rocks cry out,
What's it called?
when rocks cry out, it talks about the pyramids and where they're located and all that kind of stuff. It's a phenomenal book. The gentleman, he's one of my Facebook friends. I have to. I'm gonna send it to y'all because I can't because the thing's going right. But look, when rocks cry out, that book gets into the what, when, where, how, right? And it just opens your mind up. So I'm a floater. Like when I get the I'm about. Okay, I ain't gonna say it. Look, anywho, what you drinking?
Oh, Jesus wine.
And what you eating? What's going on up in here?
Mushrooms.
We tapping in our inner energy.
We ain't invited to nothing around this way, huh?
Oh, this is one question I had to ask for y'all. So like you get into the stones and the hinges all around the world, right?
Yeah.
There's somebody that I was reading that number 12
Okay.
represented everything when it came to those stones. All those stones, all those stones represented the number 12.
Okay.
Right? So I'm reading that. So then I got into like the evolution of man and counting and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were sitting there saying like, it was the Greeks and Romans
One
that created
and
the number 10.
2 is 3.
Oh no, they were saying that the Romans and Greeks created 10, but the Egyptians was counting on 12. Reason why they was counting on 12
Yeah.
because they were using one hand. So they would count 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yep.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Right.
And those all represent those stones
Yeah.
in history was always 12.
Okay, I got it.
So, we was always conditioned about the number 7, the number 3. So now I'm sitting there reading. Now they're talking about the number 12.
But the number 3 and the number 12 coincide as do
Absolutely. Yeah.
as do the number 4. You got what I'm saying?
Right.
So the numerology of things. Do y'all know? Sis, you know these? You know the numbers? You know the life paths and all that stuff?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna open the floor and I'm gonna just touch on it a little bit. I don't want you to dive well in. We gotta go.
It's almost.
Oh, okay. It's almost time. All right. I'm gonna pause
We have
right
the
there
time,
then
yeah.
because we gotta go. I love y'all. Thank you for having me. Thank you all for watching.
We'll definitely have you back. We'll definitely have you back for sure.
Yeah, we did definitely
Yeah,
need that part
absolutely.
two.
Thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and we look forward to presenting you with more new information next week. Good night and good day.
Peace and love.
Good night. Peace.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.